Hello YouTube, this is the Persona 5 character tier list. As you can see, this is all of the Confidants. I could have done one where the bosses were involved, where like the shadows were involved. However, as we did with Persona 3 Reload, we're only going to do Confidants. So, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Leave down below, who's your favorite Confidant? Let's have a good one. Let's have a good discussion down below. Oh boy, time to judge. Welcome, Cody. Well, I'm glad you could show up for this. I won't tell. We're also, by the way, we're gonna do this now, and then I'm gonna move on to the next thing. But let's start with Chariot, Ryuji Sakamoto. Now, I'm gonna like include a few different things here. So, like, I'm going off of my general appreciation of the character. So, for example, in Ryuji's case, not only is he a confidant, but he's also a party member. So I have to judge him as such. Meaning I will be judging him by not just his confidant path, but also by how useful he is in combat. And by that, Ryuji gets an S. Ryuji is an incredibly hard hitter. His advanced persona trait is legitimately one of the most broken ones in the game. His confidant advancing is really, really good. He gives you an insta-kill ability where you can run over weak shadows. That's really good. His entire advancement along the chariot line is really, really good. I like his persona designs. I like Captain Kid. I like Seiten Taisei, and I really like William. I think he has one of the cooler persona designs. We're gonna skip over Counselor for the moment. We're gonna do maybe that in or around last. We have Death, Tai Takemi, the Doctor. So in this case, since she is not a member of the Phantom Thieves, she is a confidant only. We're going to go off of like what her character arc is and the buffs and bonuses she gives us. So, for example, Tay gives us a big discount to her goods and also sells us some like really useful stuff like SP regen items and HP regen items, really, really good medicine, buffs and stuff like that to clear everything. She's going in A tier, even though from what I understand her romance is really good as well. I think that she is an A tier because of the fact that while she does give a really steep discount, her items are still super expensive. So it can be a bit of an issue if you're not like grinding for money. She can be a bit of a nightmare when it comes to that sort of thing. However, very, very good advancement on the confidant ranks. I love the character design. I think she's got a great ending to her confidant tree. I like the other stuff she gives. And now we have, the Devil. I think this is a B, honestly. Like, what does she give you? I don't really remember what she gives you from confidant advancements. I'm trying to remember, what does she give you from confidant advancements? I don't actually remember. That probably means she's in a B. I liked her character throughout her confidant ranks. However, I thought that she was very, very good. I thought that the fact that she's trying to get revenge for her partner, very, very good. I liked the advancement. I liked her whole rounded character. I thought she was very good. Yusuke, you are an S tier, my friend. Between your ability to duplicate skill cards, between your really, really good physical skills, and between your character advancement from going from oh, he reduces security levels. Yeah, that's nothing. That's not really noteworthy, right? For that, so that's probably why. Kemi's B tier because if you're a romancer, she tests drugs on an underage boy and then sleeps with him while he's drugged. So, you know what? I'll stay away from that one. We'll leave her in A tier because I didn't sleep with her. How's that, Cody? She reduces security levels in Palace. Yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, is perfectly whatever. Security levels in Palace has never been an issue, so who cares? Yusuke goes in S tier. His persona designs are great. He's got some useful skills. I liked his character advancement. We'll leave her in A because I didn't sleep with her. There you go. Yep. Next up, Haru, the Empress. Probably another A tier, honestly. Haru's persona designs, I don't like Astarte nearly as much as I like the other mythical trickster personas that exist. I liked Milady, and I really liked her final persona design. I like the fact that she's a gun user. She does gun damage, which is quite fun. I like the fact that she's got psi skills. Her character throughout the advancement of her confidant route is very, very good. So I think A tier for her is pretty nice. We'll skip over Faith. Igor, I think this is considered Yalbloth, I believe, because it's the fool. I think on what you get for advancing through that. You'd be surprised if anyone's in C or below. There will be a few people in C. Don't worry about that. There might be a few people in D as well, honestly. Let's see. I mean, this is probably B, right? Because all he really gives you is like some of the really, really good, like the fact that you can have more personas in your inventory, and some of the like advanced persona stuff like that. Oh yes, probably the worst confidant, but I still think that as her character, she's a B. Like, I think her character brings her out of like D tier, right? Maybe she should be in C. Yeah. She is the worst confidant because she doesn't really do much for you aside from like bring down security levels. So maybe you're right, Cody. Yeah. I think Igor then says Yalbaloth is B because he gives you some actually useful things. Fortune. I don't really like Chihiya's character, to be honest. Not that big of a fan of her. I don't know. She gives you some useful stuff, like all the affinity readings, the money reading, all that sort of stuff. But I still think she's probably a D tier. She's just whatever to me. The only reason I actually ever really use her, I've never romanced her. I don't know if a romance is any good either. But I think that she's probably the least interesting character out of the lot. Because like her character advancement is just no longer scamming people. Which I mean, whatever, right? I don't really. I'm like, okay, so you stop scamming people. Good. That's it. Basically, that's the entirety of it. Hawaii. I like his gun customization. I like his character. I like the fact that he's an adoptive father. Probably goes in B tier, or maybe A tier because of the gun customization stuff. Yeah, he's probably in A tier, and he's probably a little bit above Takemi actually, because gun customization is very useful because you can inflict ailments and affinity and stuff like that with guns, and also make them like more powerful. So I think you go with him in A tier. Futaba is a S tier. Futaba's S tier for a few different reasons. Love her persona designs. All three of her persona designs. Necronomicon, Prometheus, and Al-Azif. All three great persona designs. Great stuff. Love them. Love them. Love the lore behind her personas as well. I like all of the confidant boosts you get, so you can like see an entire floor of mementos. You can go from being ambushed to being ambushing to being in a all-out attack position. The buffs that she gives you and the healing she gives you at random is really, really good as well. I think she's an S tier. She's an S tier confidant. Speaking of S tier confidants, Dad, the Hierophant, Sojiro, makes coffee. Teaches you how to be a man, has an excellent voice. Futaba best sister. Probably one of the best dads in anime, to be honest. Sojiro, maybe even one of the best dads in gaming, at least that I can think of. Yeah, he's just a great guy. I mean, he's obviously a little bit at the start of the game, he's obviously a little bit like wary of you, but like, you know, he thinks you're a delinquent, so he warms up to you pretty quickly. So I have to go with him. Sai as a character is probably a B tier, but as a confidant, she's E. You don't get anything for her confidant. You don't even get XP boosts. Her confidant character, her confidant is the worst in the game because you don't get anything for it. You don't get any XP boosts, you don't get any abilities, you don't get anything. You just get Sai's character, and Sai's character is good, but I don't think she's better than anyone else in that list, because at least everyone else in that list, you get to like interact with them more regularly than Sai, because once you get to a certain point in the game, Sai's confidant just maxes out story-wise. So like, I think she's whatever, basically. I like her character a lot. I think that if this was purely based on character stuff, she'd probably be a B tier character, maybe even an A tier character because of what she does for the Phantom Thieves, but she has to stay there, I think. We'll skip Justice as well. We'll do these three last, probably. Lovers and Takamaki. Anne goes in A tier. Her damage potential is incredible. Her healing can be okay if she wanted to be. She's got a massive SP pool. She's got some of the best persona designs in Carmen, Hecate, and oh Christ. I think we're gonna say her confidence a bit unfair since it's not an optional one. She's basically not a confidant, but even all of the other story confidants give you something. They give you XP boosts to the fusion of those characters, to the fusion of those personas. Like all the other story ones do that. The Fool one does that. Morgana's one does that. The Counselor does that. If you want to add the Counselor as a story confidant because you need to do it in order to get the Royale portion of the game. Every other confidant does that stuff. Her Sai's confidant is the worst of the worst confidants because it doesn't actually give you anything. Like, it doesn't give you anything at all. Even if all it gave you was an XP boost, I'd be like, okay, she's a C tier character at worst at that point. Because at least then she'd give you something. That's my argument. My argument with Sai is that she's a great character. Unfortunately, her confidant is so fucking bad that I cannot rate her any higher than, well, let's say D tier. And I don't really want this E tier thing. We don't need it. I'll say she's as good as Chihaya character-wise, but she's worse because she gets to the bottom of the tier because she is, unfortunately, you don't get anything for her confidant. So, you know, all the other story confidants give you something, hers doesn't. I think that's why I have to put her at the bottom. But as I was saying about Anne, that's why I say she's not a confidant. The only thing making her one is does level up on occasion. She's basically cosmetic, more of an indictment of the game than your opinion. I mean, yes, it's an indictment of the game, but I'm going off of what the game gave me, right? Like, if, let's say in Persona 5 Vanilla, Sai's confidant didn't give you anything at all. It gave you nothing. And then in Royale, they were like, okay, we need to give her at the very least, you'll get an XP boost to your judgment personas that you fuse. At least at that point, I could go, okay, she at least gives me the same thing as everybody else. Right? Also, I don't know why I have an E tier in here. Why have an E tier of all things? Anyway. As I was saying about Anne, great persona designs, great skill set. Her SP lowering ability trait on her persona is really useful. She's also one of the like really good romances. If you're really into that, I'd probably put her above Tae and Haru. I put Haru here, and yeah, I'd say that's about right. What's next then? Morgana. Morgana's another story confidant. Morgana gives you infiltration tools and XP bonuses, and also is literally your mode of transport around the metaverse. So I think he has to go in S tier. People hate on Morgana a lot because he's like the first animal character to talk. Like every other animal character in the games don't talk, and he does, and that's kind of why people are like, oh, he's annoying. And I'm like, I don't particularly think he's that annoying. He's more annoying in vanilla because he talks a lot more in vanilla, but in Royale he talks a little bit less. But I like his character. I think he has interesting things going on. Teddy was the animal character in 4, and he talked far too much. Don't know anything about Teddy, so there you go. Right, we have Mishima, the Moon. When it comes to Mishima's confidants, he very well might be one of the most useful ones in the game because he makes sure that your characters who are not in your rotation, i.e. your characters in backup, get XP. I didn't particularly care for his character too much. I thought he was generic anime character, so I think I'm going to put him in B tier and put him at the bottom of B tier. He could very well drop into C tier if someone else I like is going to go up there. I think that's about right for Mishima. He's fine. He grows a little bit, but at the end of the day, he's just generic dude who was bullied and is not very confident, and you know, that's basically it. Makoto Nijima goes in. I think putting her in S tier is fair, but where do I put her in S tier? I think I put her there, actually. Yeah. She has nuclear skills, she has really good buffs, she has checkmate. Her persona designs are great. Between Johanna, Anat, and Agnes. I love the motorcycle biker theme that's going on with her. Her romance is super sweet. What else? Her persona trait, Gaia Pact, is incredible because it means that stuff like Ryuji and basically her trait works with every other character's persona to that apply burn, shock, or freeze. So on the main character and Yusuke and Ryuji, they all work together, so I think it's very hard not to put her up there. She's very good, has a lot of very useful traits and skills. Checkmate is incredible once you get her third tier persona. There you go. And now we have my second, well, my first ever romance in Persona, but also a character who adds a lot of tactical use in her traits. I think she's top of B tier. Really liked her romance. Romance is super cute. I liked her character advancement. I like her Confidant boosts as well, which is stuff like being able to swap out characters on the fly, being able to avoid being ambushed. You know, I'm talking myself into this. She's actually an A tier character. She's probably there. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. I think Hifumi goes in A tier. Strength. What does strength give you again? Strength gives you XP boosts and then also gives you access to like training, I think, and like some of the other like persona strengthening abilities, like sacrifice and all that sort of stuff. And strength personas in general are pretty good too, so I think they go in B tier. I suppose Lavenza would be included in that too. Not really much to say about the twins. They're fine. They're fine otherwise. Don't really think much about them otherwise. I think their Confidant gifts puts them in B tier. Yoshida. You know, I think he goes in C tier. As much as I liked Yoshida's character, and as much as I think he's a very, very important character in Persona, especially in 5 and Royale, because he's a politician who has overcome his own corruption and learned from it. I think he deserves to be put in above C tier. Sorry, I got a message there. I had to check. I think he's fine in C tier. Has some good stuff in there. The ability to like negotiate better with shadows, get some more money, get the ability to like automatically recruit shadows is very useful. But it doesn't trigger as often as I hope it did. So it's fine. I think his character's good. Then we have Kawakami, the Temperance persona. Temperance Arcana, sorry. She is really, really good because of the fact that at her rank 10, you can go to Mementos or the Palace and then still have an evening to do things because of her massage. So I think because of that alone, she goes in A tier. Also a very good character. She becomes a very good teacher at the end of it all. She has really good She was my romance, I think, in the base Persona, which was fine. Didn't really think much about it though. Definitely when I was like 17, it was a thing. So listen, young me was being young. I think she's a good character, and I think her Confidant unlocks are very good as well. Well, sorry, I should say her rank 10 unlock of being able to like go to the metaverse and then come home and still do stuff in the evening is the best. So I think that the fact that her other stuff brings her down, because I've never used her to like make infiltration tools or make coffee. So, you know. And finally, we have Shinya. Shinya is actually required if you want to get all of the requests, because you cannot beat a certain request, the cheater, who without him. So I think he has to go in B tier, because he has some very, very useful skills like the automated knockdown stuff, which is really nice. I think his character arc over his Confidant is very good, because he goes from being a super aggressive, super like annoying gamer kid to being an actually good kid. So I think he's worth it, I think. This is also pretty much how I expected this to go out. Lots of S, lots of A, some B, some C, and a couple D, because it's a Persona game, right? It's an Atlas game. They don't make bad characters, really. They just make characters that I think are objectively not as good as others. Now, we got the last three. We got Justice, Faith, and Counselor. We'll do Faith first. Kasumi, Sumire, Yoshizawa. How do I feel about this woman? I think she's B tier. I think she's high B tier. I've heard that the romance that you do with her is very, very cute. I've heard that there's a lot of really nice stuff between her and Joker, but she's apparently got some really nice, useful stuff when it comes to like taking on the super boss. I think her personas look good, but I don't particularly care much for them. They're unique, I guess, is the way to put it as well. They are very much her style. And her Confidant, I think, only gives you the standard stuff that you get. So like, here's in recovery, protect, and withstand. I think she doesn't give you anything unique other than I think an ability to avoid being ambushed. Excuse me. I don't think too much about Yoshizawa, honestly. Akechi's persona is by far the least interesting one in the game. Robin Hood is terrible. Loki is probably worse. And then Hereward is legitimately useless. When it comes to combat, Akechi is really bad. He doesn't have a lot of really unique skills. He doesn't hit very many weaknesses. He's weak to he and also Kasumi, which is noted here, / Sumire, are weak to insta-kill skills in combat, and they become a big deal later on in the game. And I think his character is really good. I will say his character is really good. He's got a lot of interesting like stuff going on. You know, with the Detective Prince, and then also the fact he's a bit of a fucking maniac. I don't think I could put him any higher than B tier either. He does give you the Jazz Club. I will say the Jazz Club is very useful, because it means that every character in the game can get like debilitate and stuff like that, which is really nice. He's really useful that way, but like he's just not very good in combat. And I know that that's saying something, because Persona 5 is super easy, but like his persona trait is very, very bad. His unique skill isn't very good either. Rebellion Blade, it's not very good. So I don't know. You can say one thing that will bump Yoshizawa into A tier. Go ahead and say it, then let's see if I agree with you. I'm gonna have a sip of my caffeine while I wait for you to type it out. We're waiting, Cody. Oh, her rank 4 confidence skill allows you to use your grappling hook to ambush enemies from fire. You know what? That's actually fair. That's actually fair. Yeah, you got me on that one. That ability alone has definitely made it a lot easier to do some of the fights. Allows Joker to perform a second attack if he doesn't down the enemy. I don't remember ever that ever activating, but that might be because I either downed everything or I killed everything immediately. I don't remember, but that's a cool ability as well. I don't think I ever really used it. But yeah, I think that's about right. I think yeah, I think she's low A tier. I think rank 4 brings her to A tier, but I think she's low A tier. Also, I think I think Kawakami goes there. Or I think she's like right there because of her rank 10 ability. I think her rank 10 ability brings her closer to the top of A rank. I think that's about right. I think Justice being B tier, I think high B tier because of his character, and Yoshizawa being low A tier, I think works out. I think that's about right. And now the counselor, Dr. Maruki. S tier. S tier. He is needed for the Royale portion of the game. He gives you a lot of really cool stuff, like he helps you increase your SP. He gives you flow and detox, which means that you can get attack bonuses and charge. You can also get like his confidant stuff is very good, and I like his character a lot, and the fact that he's the secret end boss of the game. Very cool. I liked it a lot. I was very surprised when I played Persona 5 Royale the first time, and he turned out to be the big bad at the end. Liked it a lot. Thought it was very good. Very good character. Liked his design. Voice acting is incredible. By the way, you're going to basically assume that every single character in this game is voice acted incredibly well, because they all are. But I have to point this out for Maruki's voice actor, because Maruki's voice actor unfortunately passed away a little while after, I think, Persona 5 Royale came out. And he has to be noted because his voice acting was incredible. Did a great job with it. So there you go. I think that's about right. You agree. Thank you. So in S tier, we have Ryuji, we have Yusuke, we have Makoto, we have Futaba, we have Sojiro, we have Morgana, and we have Dr. Maruki. In A tier, we have Iwai, we have Kawakami, we have An, Haru, Hifumi, Takemi, and Yoshizawa. In B tier, we have Akechi, Yalzaboth. I don't remember how to pronounce his name, but that's the Fool Confidant isn't technically Igor, it's Yaldabaoth. Mishima, the twins / Lavenza, and Shinya. There we go. Shinya. Speaking hard. C tier, you have Yoshida and Oya, and D tier we have Chihaya and Sai. Let me know if you guys agree with this down below. Let me know if you think that maybe I've ranked someone a bit too harshly, or maybe I've ranked someone a bit too high. Let me know down below, YouTube. See you next time.